Hello YouTube, how are you doing today? It's me, Bulbs Hamuu, here with another episode. So we had a lot of fun in our last episode, listened to some good music, and we watched me going ahead and build that massive dome. I'm just putting a few things up right now before we look at what's changed. As you can see, I am no longer living in the storage room. I'll show you in a minute why that is. You can also see that the chest that I kept glass in is missing, and that's where I have placed the stupid anvil that would keep glitching me. Now if I just need another special block there, and then I'll have like this neat little setup with the storage. This will probably just stay this. I put the excess glass in here because for now, as far as I'm aware, I don't need to make any more, because I don't think there'll be any more domes, at least not for a little while. But I just wanted to show you, I've went on ahead and I've gotten more of this converted over. So my nice little garden room is now all set up. I've got my quartz. Not sure on these half slabs yet if I want to keep it like that or if I want to do stairs around here. Because if I do stairs, I might even just kind of do that portion, but then that'll make this smaller. But I'm still thinking about what I want to do. If anything, if I were to do that, I might actually even break this section here and just move the wall in by one on both sides. I've hidden more of my nice little lights in the floor. Eventually, all these torches will be replaced by the same type of lighting that I'm using along the inside, because that works very nicely. These lights in the floor, these little recess lighting. So then I'll have them here, and that should look pretty good when I'm done. Hopefully there's no areas where, you know, there's like a 7. I think it's 7. I think 8's fine. I had just done my gardening. Didn't mess with the trees because I didn't feel like it right now. But I got all that done, and I went on ahead and did this room as well. So, man, that cocoa, it grows so fast. Other than that, though, I've got this all set up. The only other thing I might do to improve this room more, like I said, these right here, I might change up how this section works. I'll probably try it later and then decide if it looks pretty or not. Only other thing I might do is some type of setup with pistons or something. I don't really want to do the pistons over here. Loading up with pistons, so that way, you know, I push a button and it's, you know, one-shot harvest. Don't have to break everything. Granted, the gardens are small. So it's just really out of laziness that I suggest that, because all it takes is 5 seconds to break it all and maybe less than 30 seconds to replant it. That though, this room's done for the most part. Enchanting room still looks good. I need to convert the floor in here. Once this floor has been converted, it will match up quite nicely with the rest of this, so there won't be any transition change. It'll go right to this kind of floor. So get that done. That's on my to-do list. But other than that, I don't know if I'll put anything in the center. I'm really avoiding it. Only thing I might do is add more chests. I'm not sure exactly if I was to maybe just put like a little wall here, and then you walk around behind and there's the door. The only problem is that would hide my wonderful little emblem here, almost like my superhero emblem. Other than that, though, the only other room that might not change as much, I'm going to convert the rest of this hallway. However, you know, with this being here, I'll probably keep it like that just because I might let some more of the animals out. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I know the chickens keep getting out of their pens. I think I've taken care of the most recent batch of escapees. Well, let's grab some eggs. But beyond that, I'm not sure what else. Riker here soon is hopefully going to get a little bit more freedom with his movement around. I'm hoping to, once everything's said and done, that I will let him into the big dome that I'm going to show you here in a second. But not sure on him yet. But he will get more freedom other than just being in here, because as he does, he patrols and he just makes sure everyone's okay, but everyone's in pens. So there's not really a way they can escape. Except for the chickens. The chickens are jerks. That being said, though, this room, if I do leave it, it'll pretty much come right up to here. This will be the mossy stone brick. And then from here on it'll stay like this because the mossy in this room works with the floor and everything since this is a more grassy floor. I didn't want to keep it mossy in there though, just because the room's bigger. And I thought it would look better if I converted it all over. And it does. I think it looks very nice. It looks very good. Part of me almost wants to make this room into a circle, but I'm not doing that. This room's going to stay a square, and that room's going to stay a rectangle. Only thing I might do is change the ceiling, because I don't feel like the ceiling of this one really meshes or matches the rest of the ceilings, because this one's more squarish. I mean, there is a reason for that. It's that way the huge trees don't spawn, so it's lower. So that would be the only thing keeping me from not turning this one into a dome, is because of the trees. I don't want to deal with those massive, huge oak trees that can spawn. Other than that, though, I'll go ahead and I'll show you the main thing. So last video, if you watched it, we listened to some really good music. At least I think it was pretty good. And you got to watch me build the dome in super sped up time. I've gone ahead, filled it with dirt. Before I show you a random fact, it took about an hour and 14 minutes to make that dome. You saw that in a fraction of that time. Took about 4 or 5 hours to fill it with dirt and then clear out all that dirt. But here's what we've got so far. Oh, I got kind of glitchy there with my running. It's night right now, so I mean that's the only real difference. It still looks kind of dark during the day because it's so high up there. But massive dome. I think it's just like within 2 blocks of the surface if you were watching the video. I've got all the rooms set up, got all the water cleared out. We're going to go on ahead and sleep, though, in my room, because I finally have a room again. And then we can see what it looks like during the day. A little bit clearer, as you can see, there's still, the edges go from white outline to a blackish outline, just because it's dark at the top. There's no light up there, but there doesn't need to be light. Nothing's going to spawn up there. Let's go ahead. I'm going to get in the corner, and we're just going to kind of look at it. Turned out pretty well. This is probably the biggest dome I've made. I would say it's about equal with like the biggest thing I've made. Well, no, actually. I made a while back. I'm still searching for an image, because if you noticed in my single-player world, I'm building a fort. You won't see my single-player world very often, but when you have, if you've looked back, I'm building a fort there, and the fort I built a long time ago on a previous server. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm thinking about posting some of the images there of the old fort. And I called it Fort Woden. I'm actually rebuilding it in my single player with some of the new blocks. As you saw last video, it's got quartz pillars with lights, which it didn't have last time, which looks way better. But that, I don't know. It would probably poke out at the top, but it could probably fit in here. So this is probably one of the larger things I've built. That being said, this room alone, could fit Fort Woden. This whole build, the modules, everything, this is the biggest thing I've ever built in Minecraft, so I'm pretty happy with it. It's coming along really well, and I've heard some good things from you guys in the comments. You guys seem to like it. But let me see. Well, in comments and then on Reddit and stuff. I've heard some good things about it, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully that baby chicken... Actually, let's do it. Let's see if we can make a baby chicken and watch it slowly descend. Aw, failure. Okay, but I'm converting the floor. I've actually run out of quartz. Enough quartz to make blocks. I think I have 5 in there, so I could make 1 more block, but then this would look uneven, and every time I did a video until it was fixed, I would be talking, and I would stop, and I would stare at it, and then I'd go back to talking, and then I'd stop, and I'd stare at it, and it would get annoying. So I left it like this, so it's even. We're going to go on ahead. I'm going to show you this. I'm planning on doing the floors of the rooms in different color clays, so they're all a little bit different. I didn't want some similar ones, so the only thing, I think the light blue and blue, or light blue here and then blue over there are the only 2 that are going to be similar. All the rest, well, pink and red, we have red and light red over here. So, but other than that, oh, this one's already got some, I forgot I did that. So you can see that's kind of how it's going to look. I thought about carpet at first, but then I don't like the effect that, well, anything I place in here isn't going to have the carpet underneath that, is my understanding. I haven't really messed with carpet yet, so I could be saying the wrong thing. But I just think this looks better anyways. I love the clay. I haven't had too much use for it, and I've got almost a whole chest of clay in there. So, finally have something to do. You'll notice I've got these edges out, and these edges are where I'm actually going to put more of that lighting with the blocks over them. Let's not jump as I look at these. That probably makes you really dizzy. But I'm going to have blocks of, I keep saying blocks of light, redstone lamps with the steel, it's not steel, I'm sorry, iron pressure plates over them, or weighted pressure plates, I think is what it's called. Oh, I put it up. I would have just gotten the correct name from that. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Not sure what I'm going to do here. I originally had blocks of coal, which didn't look bad, but I like the coal block texture. I didn't like the way it matched with this. I actually thought, though, maybe to raise this up, so where there's pieces missing here would be quartz stairs, and then this would maybe be up one, and then here's where I'm thinking I'm either going to put some type of monument. I'm really leaning towards a little park, maybe a fountain in the center, little dirt paths, some trees, some bushes, some seating, just kind of a simple little park area. Not sure what else I would put here. The only other thing is I might put some type of statue. I just need to look at, circular rooms, what people put in circular rooms. There's got to be a website out there, like circular rooms and what to do with them. If there is not a guide, I would be surprised. If there isn't, I might write it. Granted, I don't know what to do with the circular room, so it might be a bad idea for me to write it. But I'll figure out something in here. We'll work on that. But I'm thinking I need to go to the Nether. I need to get more quartz. That's stone. I need to get more quartz. I need to, I use my silk touch so I can bring it back and fortune it all. Also, I need to get as many glowstone blocks as I can, so that way I can make these all set up and into redstone lamps with the weighted pressure plates on top, because I like that. It's nice and it's simple, and it makes it look like, just, lighting in the floor. I might even, the ones down in the very bottom with my furnace, I might even put the weighted pressure plates on top of them. I noticed earlier today that I was like, hey, these are the only ones that don't have it, because these were the first ones I did. So I'll probably go back in, I'll put those over them. But this is the dome. We're actually going ahead through one of the airlocks here. So the airlocks now are the only way in from the ocean, only way in and out, unless you're coming from the underground passage, which, before I show you, that's another thing we're going to work on. Joe and I, we keep trading certain items back and forth. We're actually thinking about a rail system going between the two houses, not for, transportation back and forth, but, I'm actually, and if we do, I'll put it on this wall, but it's going to have 2 rails, my chest, and then he'll have another rail, so they'd be right beside each other. Chest A and chest B. Chest A would be here, chest B would be at his house, and I'm like, hey, Joe, do you have quartz? Yeah, I have tons of quartz. And he's like, do you want it? And I'm like, yes, I would love some delicious quartz. He throws it in there, he hits the button, it sends the cart over here, I pull the quartz out, and I send his cart back. If I have excess materials, I can be like, hey, do you need X? And he's like, yeah, I'd love some X. I need X, I need tons of X. So I put X in here, send it to him. And, sometimes we've done, straight trades where it's like, hey, I'll give you this if you give me that. That would work. We send them on. I don't think it'll be anything complicated, we won't have, lights to determine, if it's stuck or broken. He might want to do that. I don't see how it gets stuck or broken, though we are in different chunks. That would be the only problem, but I think he said something about using something to keep the chunks loaded, it's orphaned chunks with redstone, I think is what he said. If the powered redstone is in one chunk and in another chunk, and you're in chunk A, chunk B over there with the redstone will stay loaded. He knows more about the redstone than I do. Like I said, this, I'm not really sure. Again, I still have not found the video that my friend used, because I just copied my friend's. He used a video for this, I believe is my understanding, but he modified it a little bit. I've actually found another one, though. I'm probably going to break this, make this room a little bit bigger, and make this bigger one I found. That one, I do have the video for it. So if I make that bigger one, once it's done, I'll just show the back a little bit. I won't go into how to make it because I'm not the one who came up with it. But if I do go with it, I will link to it in the video I feature that in. Just that way, if you guys want to make it, A, the person who made it can get credit, B, you guys can try and make one yourselves. Because other than not getting experience, though the new one that I've seen, you can actually hit a button and it'll let you grab items out for experience. But other than that, this is so much easier, you know, dump everything in there, do stuff in the house, get all your items. But anyways, we were going to look at the whole place. So this video has been more of a tour. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have done some more stuff, but I want to try and keep the videos a little bit shorter for now. I just think I've made some of them pretty long. The last one was 24, but you had music, so it had something to, you know, keep people. Right now, unless I'm actually doing something specific, like if we were working on that room, if I had all the supplies, I think it would be a little bit better. You guys could actually see me work, kind of see my thought process. Maybe we would even speed some of it up to music again. But I need to go ahead and get some items. We're going to pop out of the airlock, and we'll take a look at the whole place. And I could actually break that, because I had that there just, you know, do my little reveal, do my little unwrapping of this little Christmas present for you guys. Even though it's not Christmas, don't correct me on that. It should be Christmas all the time. So we're going to swim up here, and we'll look at it from a distance, then we'll kind of swim around it, and I'll show you a little perspective I saw on it that's kind of unique. I need to eat. Sorry. There we go. So there it is, the big old dome. Huge compared to this one. Daddy dome, baby dome. And then we've got longer dome and square dome and bitty bitty domes. So originally when I saw this, it looked like, you know, sort of like a fire flower almost. You know, if you exclude those. Then I made this part, and it's like, it looks more like the fire flower this direction, especially because it's got those on it. And if you don't know what the fire flower is, it is from Mario, and the fire flower is one of my favorite powers next to being able to turn into a raccoon. So it almost looks like some like futuristic thing. Like originally, before I made this extension, it looked like, you know, some type of staff hammer, like it could have been, what's his name, Jace now? League of Legends, I still haven't played as him, but it could have been like Jace's hammer. Now I've got this, so I don't even know. It's some type of massive club, but I'm going to get over here, because I think this is kind of funny. It's probably not nearly as funny. You stay up 5 seconds longer. Swim faster. Hopefully it stays light just long enough. And it looks almost like a turtle to me. Like, you've got this one slightly bigger, and then those. It almost looks like a turtle. A turtle under the sea crawling. I'll probably call this Turtle Dome. I don't know. Still trying to figure out what I want to name the whole place. Oh man, that looks really nice from out here. Like, actually, it's almost clearer through the water than it is under the water. But Turtle Dome, that does look really good, though. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do in the center. I've got to figure out how I'm going to furnish the rooms. Half of me wants to make all the rooms the same, depending on what they are. Like, so these rooms and these rooms would be the same, and then those rooms and those rooms would be the same. But another part of me wants to make every little room a little bit different, you know, just to make up some type of personality for each villager that's quote-unquote living in it. Barring me actually blocking those villagers in, the villagers will be free to roam, so these rooms will probably remain empty. I'll be really curious to see what happens at night with the villagers. If they, once it's night, if they run into the rooms, or if they just mill about because they're in an enclosure. Beyond that, though, man, at night it is so much nicer to look at this at night. Yeah, like I said, that might be the only one that stays, but it's coming along. We're almost done with this project. I say we're almost done. I've got to decorate. I've got to figure out more things, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to get villagers here. But, alrighty. Going to try and start keeping these videos around anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. So, this one will probably end up being just a little bit over because, I don't know, I love the sound of my own voice. hopefully you guys like the sound of my own voice. I have 20 subscribers now. That's pretty cool. So obviously there's 20 people out there who seem to like the sound of my voice. I wouldn't say they love it, but they seem to like it enough to want to subscribe and watch more of my videos, even with me running in circles making them all dizzy, like a jerk. But, alright, I'll go ahead and I'll end this one here. I'm going to go get supplies. Hopefully next episode we see some subtle changes and maybe even another speed up of me working on this, changing everything. Other than that, though, if you guys like this, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. But anyways, thank you guys, and you have a great day.